Good evening, TV and listeners and viewers. Welcome to another episode of This Week in Interview. It is July the 5th, 2023, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me apologize. We are about 10 minutes late. Sorry about that. Sometimes technology doesn't always cooperate, but we're here now. And that's the most important thing. We are here, and it's a pleasure to be with you. On tap tonight, my conversation is going to be with Miss Maslin Edwards, and she is the organizer of the Dominica Diaspora at Expo. And she's going to be my guest tonight on this weekend interview. Very interesting conversation because there are so many entrepreneurs in from Dominica who live in the diaspora, mostly in the New York, New Jersey tri-state area, who are going to be participating. And we're going to tell you why on August the 15th. You need to find yourself in Irvington, New Jersey. So stay tuned. We have a really exciting This Week in Interview program for you tonight. Good evening again to you, my wonderful listeners and viewers, to This Week in Interview. Welcome. Those of you, my regular listeners who are tuned in with us every Wednesday night, welcome back. It's always a pleasure and an honor to you to spend, to have you devote an hour or so of your time to spend with me on a Wednesday night. And if tonight is the first time that you're listening to This Week in Interview, welcome. We have a very wonderful program for you on tap. I hope that you will come back after tonight and also become a regular listener to This Week in Interview. What do we do on This Week in Interview? For those of you who may not be so familiar, we bring you conversations with extremely interesting persons. They're interesting because of what they do, what they know, what they are interested in, and the information that they have to share. And so I have the tremendous privilege of having conversations with these folks who, in my normal life, I would probably never get the opportunity to be sitting with them for an hour. I have these wonderful conversations. I learn so much, and I get to share those conversations with you. And I try to bring contemporary topics to you, but from a different angle, from a different point of view, maybe from one area where you haven't even thought of it before. That's what we like to do. For example, like last week, we spoke about hurricane preparedness, but we spoke about it with a geologist who gave us the whole science behind hurricanes and why they're necessary and why we should not fear them, but we should really just we really should just embrace them, protect ourselves from them. So we should be building buildings that are hurricane resistant, hardened buildings. We should be exercising more farming practices that are catered towards high winds. We should look at our land use. So we brought you all that. So this week, what we're bringing you this week is a similar type conversation. When we were growing up, our parents had hobbies, they had skills, they were craftsmen and women. They were chefs, they did condiments, they did preserves, they did jams, and they gave us medicine. They made stuff for our skin that made our skin smooth. They just did stuff that was just handmade and made with a lot of love that enhanced our lives. So, if our mom was a seamstress, she would sew something special for you. If if your dad, you had a farm with guavas and stuff, they would collect guavas and make guava jam. If you go on the beach and you collect beads, they would make a bracelet or a chain from it for you. You spend all day in the river and your skin suffers from all of this sunburn and soaking in the water. They would make some coconut oil, some kind of ointment to put on your skin. Just all of those things. Even from an economic point of view, I remember we grew cassava, so we would make farine, and the farine would be for our use. However, there would be enough to sell to some of the neighbors. We would do cocoa. We would do plat mats and make brooms and all of those things. And we grew up in a culture where people use their skills to make products for their household use, but also to share with their neighbors and thereby generate a little bit of income to buy the things that they did not produce themselves. And so, where am I going with this? Where I'm going with this is that on the 15th of August in Irvington, New Jersey, is the second Dominican Diaspora at Expo. And I was at the first one, and it was just out of this world. There were all type of products and services and books and all kinds of stuff produced by Dominicans available on offering, and you get to meet the people behind those products. Well, this year is going to be even better and grander and more, because of course you learn from the previous experience, and also a little bit more advanced planning and that sort of thing. So I'm super, super excited that my guest tonight on This Week in Interview is Miss Maslin Edwards. Before I bring Maslin on, though, I want to say special good evening to the folks in Dominica who may be listening to us on RVR Jams Radio. It's an online radio station. They carry This Week in Interview live on DG Play Channel 59. Also, Radio SBE in Toronto. They carry This Week in Interview live. Um, it's a community that caters a lot to the Haitian people, but of course they're Caribbean. So if you're in that area, you might be listening as well. Good evening to you. And so, the only other thing I want to say before I bring Maslin on is to ask you to share this program, share it. Um, we discussing so many exciting and interesting things. The link is there, so share it. And if you see us on social media, we are on YouTube, TDN Network One. We are on Facebook. We have TDN Radio Caribbean is on Facebook. There's a link there that takes you to most of the areas where you can see This Week in Interview. It's on the screen. Link tree /TDN network. If you forward that to any one of them, they can go there, and there's like 5 or 6 different links. They can have their preference as to how they would choose to watch This Week in Interview. Folks who don't have Facebook can go on tdntv.net. If you're driving or you're otherwise occupied where you cannot be watching, you can listen on tdnradio.net, which is where we originally started. All right, so let's bring Maslin up. Let's not waste too much time because we have so much to talk about. It's always a pleasure to have her on because she's one dynamic lady. I know I was just going to say very cultural, and there she shows up in a headdress and her necklaces and her traditional jewelry, Yeah, blinging. Of course, Marceline, it's a pleasure to have you on This Week in Interview. Thank you so much. I know with your event rushing up at you this next weekend, you must be super busy. So I'm really appreciated that you take the time to come on This Week in Interview to share with my audience what they can expect when they come to Irvington, New Jersey on August the 15th. Welcome.
Well, good evening, Anthony.
Good evening.
And thank you so much for having me here this evening.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Good evening to all your listeners, particularly my fellow crafters who are listening. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you, everyone. And thank you again, Tony, for inviting me on your program for yet another time. You know, it's always a pleasant at home feeling to be your guest on TDN Radio. And I think I can safely call TDN Radio the media of the Dominica diaspora at Expo, right,
Oh,
Anthony?
oh, definitely, definitely. We're just super excited about what you do, and our contribution is to tell the audience, tell the world. So we are honored to be part of it.
Yes, well, thank you. And for all your listeners who may have logged in after you introduced me, for the record, I will do a brief intro of
Oh, for
myself.
sure. Yes, tell them who you are.
My name is Marceline Edwards, and of course, I am a household product. I am the founder of the Dominica Diaspora Art Expo, and I bring greetings from the beautiful Garden State, New Jersey, on behalf of myself and my fellow artists and crafters, authors included, crisscrossing the US from Boston, Maryland, the New York tri-state, New York, well, New York, New Jersey tri-state. And of course, you know, New Jersey is my home state. And all these people who have registered to participate in this grand annual exposition, carded for Saturday, July 15th from 10 a.m. at 767 Stuyvesant Avenue in Irvington, New Jersey.
You know, I don't know how long ago you own that property, but you must have had that in mind when you bought it, right? Representing 767,
Well,
Dominica's area code.
well, when you're a true Dominican and when you're patriotic and when you're everything endowed in Mother Dominica, then you get to have that house number, your own area code, your house number. So you can never forget Dominica. And that's what it is. And that is where the Dominica Diaspora Art Expo was birthed. It was actually birthed at the 767 Garden. And so it is an honor to represent all of the fellow crafters and myself, as well as our supporters, our fans,
Mm-hmm.
all your listeners on TDN Radio. It is a great privilege for me to present such a dynamic event of creativity, ambition, and knowledge for the second time, which is indeed a presentation of display of raw talent in the exotic act of music, artwork, books, food, drinks, handcraft, dressmaking,
Jewelry,
jewelry.
body
Well, you
care
said it,
products. You can just go on and
beachwear.
on,
Did
right?
you see that
Beachwear.
fancy beachwear?
Yes, I saw that. It's hot stuff, huh?
Yes, and all of that was produced by Dominicans living in North America.
Yeah,
And
so Marcin, what we're going to do is as
yeah,
we're talking off and on, we're just going to be putting and just rotating through some of the stuff that's going to be on display
yes,
because
very
a
good.
lot of the
Very good.
crafters
Thank you.
went in and sent, they sent photos of their products. I mean, mouth-watering stuff, exotic costumes. There are a lot of your crafters already on. I see Roslyn, I see Annette, I see Fanilia. And of course, Liberator is listening from Dominica. He's saying those were the good old days when our parents used to make all of those things to keep us happy.
Yes,
They didn't have much, but they knew how to make things to enhance our lives.
yes, yes, indeed. And that is exactly what the expo is all about. It's all about the creativity. It's all about using our knowledge, using our skills. And
Using
because of
our
that,
hands, eh? Hmm.
yes, our skills, what we learned from some of us from our grandparents, some of us from our parents. And it's a it's culturally driven. It's a cultural thing because we have that in our blood. We have that thing to create our own in our blood because that is how we were raised. And that is what we are exhibiting today on this platform, the Dominica Diaspora Art Expo platform.
And Martin, we just start, and Sam is running some of the things in the background, and the range is already incredible.
Yes, it is.
from books to body care products to cleaning products to snacks and treats
Yes, they
and you just name it. Um, you know, let's track back a little bit and let's talk to folks about the inspiration, obviously, for it for something to be so naturally to fall in place so naturally and to be so widely accepted. What was the inspiration that got you to decide that, you know what, I'm going to invite folks into my yard to come and put their stuff on display, and we're going to represent Dominica in the diaspora? What was that inspiration?
Well, Anthony, if you know me very well, you would know I as I said before, I am a household product, and I always have the Dominican people at heart. I always have my country at heart. And when I came here in 2004, the first thing I wanted to do, I heard about I heard about a show where Dominicans were competing, Madam Wobduyet. I could not dance any of the cultural dances. And I presented myself for that in 2004. So after the War Beard show, I later joined the Emerald Group,
Or
which is the
you
group.
were a contestant in the
Yes, I was a contestant
Madam? Oh,
in the
okay.
Madonna War Beard show.
Sure.
Imagine I'm just getting off Dominica, not knowing anything about how to dance those songs. Although my mom could dance it, but we never learned how to dance those songs,
Right.
and we just could not dance those cultural dances. And I decided to participate in the Madame Wobdiet show, which I did. And I later joined the Emerald Group. I stayed 7 years on that group, from the secretary for 2 consecutive terms, which 4 years, the vice president for 1 term, 2 years, and the PRO for 1 year. And so my yard had become the place to raise funds for the Emerald Group. So this is
Oh, okay.
something that I am used to doing. And
Mhm.
besides, I have a background in insurance where people were always my raw material. I always work to the Dominican people. I have a genuine passion to work with the Dominican people. I always love my Dominican people. And as a result, I will I go to a Dominican church. I care about my Dominican people. If there is something to raise funds for, you remember when we had those bad hurricanes, I was always present, doing things for Dominica, assisting. And because of that, I just continued along that path.
Right.
When COVID-19 came in 2020, and everything and everyone was in lockdown, then I started thinking, what to do? What can I do? What can I do? And one of the mornings I was praying, and I literally prayed, and I asked God to give me something that I can create. Give me something that I can do, to assist my Dominican people. And I came up with the Dominica Diaspora at Expo. And once I presented it, then people came out from nowhere, from the woodworks, to support it. So I realized that this is something that Dominicans were actually craving for. For example, the first expo, there were 19 participants, and the timing was not
19.
even 19, and the timing was not even that long, and people just came from the woodworks and they just registered, and before you know it, we had an expo going. So this time around, well, it is supposed to be an annual event. Last year I could not do it. There was some major mishaps. I lost my mom, my husband had surgery. So
Condolences to you
yes,
and your
thank you.
family.
So I could not entertain the expo. So this year I decided, well, what am I doing? I think I should, because it was so well accepted, well received, well participated. I decided to do it this year. And believe you me, when I dropped that information, it was received like rain on a parched desert. And this expo, it's even, well, we have more participants this time around. We have 22 registered participants.
Wow. Wow.
And notwithstanding 8 of the first participants of the first expo who really could not participate this year. So just think of, if we had the 8, there would be a yard full of
There'll be
like
30,
29
yeah? Yeah.
yeah. So
Wow.
this is something that Dominicans are looking forward to. Well, Dominica diasporans are looking forward to. And if I can do it, I know I have the ability to do it, I can deliver, then I will do the best. I'll do my best for
No, for
my
sure.
Dominican people.
No, certainly, certainly. You know, I was at the first one. And one of the things I took away from the first diaspora, I'll tell you, is actual patronage. When I say actual patronage, sometimes you go to those things, people treat it like an exhibition. They pass, they ask you, what is that? They look at it, they smell it. I witness the majority of people at the majority of all the vendors put their hand in their pocket, take their wallet out, and purchase products. And why was that significant? Because that is not common, for one, but two, the quality of the products and the way they were presented, you could not walk away without leaving with some of those products for yourself. That is the standard that I saw at the expo, and I can just imagine that this year it's going to be even more so, because like you said, 11 of those participants from last time are back there this time, and
Yes.
so they have that experience, and they know, and the products have been developed for 2 more years, so it's even more enhanced. And then you have and so it means that if you are 8 and you went 3, you have another 11 or 12 new people,
yes,
who are going to display their products. So Marcelino, is just a tremendous thing that you do. Congratulations to it. It's at the bottom of the hour, so I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to give you the opportunity to dive a little deeper and start telling the audience of who it is those participants are and what kind of products they're presenting. So let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
definitely. Thanks.
Presented by.
People say I've got a great smile. Well, I have to say, this is all thanks to the professional team at Beacon Dental Group right here in Dorchester, Massachusetts. I've got world-class dental care. Beacon Dental Group has expert and caring staff dedicated to providing the most advanced and satisfactory treatment in all aspects of oral health. Their services are designed to meet your needs and give you a perfect smile, too. General checkups, cosmetic surgery, Gemini laser service, and advanced procedures, all in a state-of-the-art facility. Call or visit Beacon Dental Group today, 1026 Blue Hill Avenue, Dorchester, Massachusetts, or call 617-282-2146 for a smile that lights the world.
If you live in Canada, the US, and the UK and are looking for Dominica products including cocoa sticks, bay rum, coffee, soaps, crafts, and other popular Dominica items, then look no further. You can now shop on BuyDominicaOnline.com, a secure, easy-to-navigate website selling a wide variety of Dominica-made and Dominica-inspired products. When you shop on BuyDominicaOnline.com, you are helping to grow Dominica's economy. Go to BuyDominicaOnline.com and enjoy home away from home.
Looking to promote your business, engage current customers, and reach new people? Well, look no further. From the basic presentation to a fully fledged advertisement, use your video ads to attract customers. At Man's Audiovisual Productions, we do just that. We produce videos for business and event promotions, product demo videos, animated explainer videos, fundraiser ads, and much, much more. Engage your clients and sell online. We customize the video to match your brand design. Guaranteed to play flawless on all devices, including smart TVs. Contact us at telephone number 203-690-4342 or 767-245-6238. Visit our website, mansaudiovisual.com, or email us at derekvideo@gmail.com.
Welcome back, listeners, and thank you so much to all our sponsors of this week in interview. Without you, we would not be able to keep our mics live and our lights on. Folks, tonight we have a special guest and we're talking about a special activity. Miss Marceline Edwards is the organizer of the Dominica Diaspora at Expo, and she's here talking to us about the second Expo. It's supposed to be annual. She skipped last year, but you're going to still call it annual. So it's the second annual Dominican Diaspora at Expo. And it's taking place on August the 15th, which is not this weekend coming, the other weekend, August the 15th at 767 Stuyvesant Avenue in Irvington, New Jersey. If you are able to go, if you are within reach, you need to go. I mean, it's going to be a wonderful experience. I mean, anybody who has ever eaten from a Dominican kitchen know how delicious and scrumptious Dominica food is, and our drinks, and how beautiful our people are, especially when they are in their element. And so come and get a slice of the Nature Island, not just a slice, a chunk of the Nature Island in New Jersey on August 15th, because our culture will be there, our food, our crafts, our treats, all the sweetness that you can get from Dominica will be on display, and there will be food, and you will not only be able to watch, you'll be able to buy and taste and try and experience Dominica. So Marceline, I'm super excited that this is coming up. I encourage everybody to go. I know people will go because I'm sure everybody who was there last year who can make it is going to come this year. Not last year, but 2 years ago. And I know there'll be another whole bunch of people who are going to come. But I want to, before we get too far in, I want to give you the opportunity. I don't know if you're going to be risking, but knowing you're super organized. So if you want, you can go ahead and tell folks who are going to be the exhibitors, the entrepreneurs, I want to call them, who will have their wares and their crafts on display.
Well, thank you, Anthony. I would like to make a little correction, Tony. You keep saying Expo is in August. It is July 15th, 2023. July.
Why am I saying? Oh my God, folks! If you go August 15th, if you go August 15th, Massanas is a whole new expo just for you.
Unless if you want me to do, a
second one, right? We're in July next. But I did say it's next weekend. Okay, so it's July.
July.
This is not a small correction. It's a major correction. July 15th.
July
15th.
Thank you.
Saturday, right?
Yes, Saturday, July
15th.
That's at 10 a.m. from 10 a.m. in the morning.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And as I go along, people, the listeners, the patrons, they will understand why they should make their way to the 767 garden.
Right.
You spoke about the participants, and who are they? Well, the participants are the Dominica Diaspora at Expo. All those who have participated in the first Expo in 2021, and all those who are participating now, they are what the Expo is. So, of course, because they're all Dominicans, and this is what qualifies one to be at the expo. This is what have qualified them to be at the expo.
You have to be Dominican.
Yes, they're under the code 767.
7.
That's what actually qualifies you. So it tells you must be a Dominican to participate as a vendor. So if you're a Dominican living in the USA or Canada or even the UK with your product that you have developed and you're already qualified. So you're already qualified like the 22 crafters who have registered with their products for this expo. And I will call them by name. You have
Right.
Philip, Rosalind Savory, Emma McKnight, Glenda Labassiere, and Augustina King. And you also have Giftus Chan. These six participants, they do other things as well because they're crafters as well. Some of them, most of them are. But they have one thing in common. They are writers. They are authors. They have actually written books and have published those books. Even the entertainer, the guest performer, Charlie, also has written and published a book. So you see the number of persons and what their gifts are. And then you have Amy Simon, who is a paint and an artist she hails from New York. You have Althea Kazimi. Althea Kazimi is one with some real provoking treats. I've seen them, floating around in the Diaspora, in the Arts Expo group chat. So every time you look at that, you start salivating. You feel like sweet. And then you have Cornelia Keynes. Now you just saw her products, in the blue, streaming on in the blue, and she has a variety of products. When Cornelia said that she was making air fresheners and deodorizers and body deodorizers and all of that, I was really intrigued by that. I said, but how can you make that? Because I only saw those things in the stores, but she's actually making them from the confines of her home. So that is all good. And all of those are going to be on display. Then you have Valeska John Baptist Shillingford. Valeska has a registered business, an LLC, and it's Born Dominica. So this is a well-established business. And there are others who, as I go along with their registered businesses as well, who are also taking part. Then you have Veralyn Wayland. Now, Veralyn Wayland comes with all the smoked meats and the smoked fish. So that smoked pork broth that you're going to eat on the day of the expo, it is actually coming from the Waylands. Now, a lot of us have, done our purchases or have eaten from that smoke meats and fish, and we know it's all good. So it is going to be here. You can get it right here in the 767 garden. Then you have Trevita Hambrister, who is a 14-year-old, the youngest participant, the youngest vendor. And she makes cakes and she does her toppings, with different dishes and sauces from scratch. So, this child is going straight to culinary school.
Yep.
And she's just 14 years old, and she's so ambitious in the kitchen. She can just do so many things. You hardly ever find a 14-year-old with that sort of skill. So, of course, people are going to, our patrons are going to turn out in the large numbers to meet people like that, those, the vendors that I spoke about, and those I'm going to further talk about. Then you have Cheyenne Boland, who is an insurance underwriter, So she's part of the expo because, I have a background in insurances as well. And what she's actually selling is last minute insurances because, uh, a lot of people have underlying, conditions that will not permit them to be, to qualify for, insurances. But that program she sells, it is saying that even if you have existing comorbidities and you are on certain medication, then there is the list of medication. If they look at it and you're not in the list of the medicines prescribed, you can still get some insurances for final expenses, etc. So it will take people's mindset away from the GoFundMe type of, you know, burial that we see going everywhere.
So
This mindset
important.
of
So
GoFundMe
important.
is just
Hmm.
is just crazy.
Hmm.
We can do different as a people. And you have Dominic Bedminster. Dominic, she has some wonderful skincare products, and of course she has her tags. She has them nicely displayed. She's just, like all the other, like all the other all the other, how you call it, it's not really tags, but all the other, uh, Drago, you saw them, all the other, the way they presented the products, the way they
Hmm.
make those
Yeah, yeah,
products, they presented them, it
the
is
labels.
really, professional. When
You
you
talking about
look
the
at,
labels? The
when you
labels on the
yes
product?
when you look, that's the right word. When you look
Hmm.
at the label,
Hmm.
this is something you want to buy
Hmm.
because the labels are just so interesting. And then you have Regina Prince Moses. I actually, when I went down through her, the stuff she submitted, like the things that she make, I had to screenshot that wrap, that beach wrap, that crocheted beach wrap, and I said, "My God, this is something so hot,"
Yep.
and I think people are just going to come out and just buy those things. And then you have Emma Sanford. Now, Emma Sanford comes from the Kalinago, and the Kalinago, they have, the certain gift. They're gifted in certain, and some of the things, she's making is like, I just like, whoa, where did you learn to make that? But again, you have to come to the 767 Garden for you to be part of that, for you to buy those things, for you to support our people, support the crafters. And then you have Dwayne Barnes. Now, Dwayne Barnes
Oh,
is,
Dwayne is there. Okay.
yes, Dwayne Barnes. He's into banners and other things. He's the one I'm doing the banner, and he's doing such a great job on the banner. So yes, thank you, Dwayne. And then you have Christine Charles. Christine Charles is a puncher. She has those coconut, the different punches, coconut, like quite a number of other
Yeah,
crafters,
last year I left with
various
peanut
punches as
punch,
well.
coconut punch, rum punch from Christie. Yep.
Yes. And then you have Theodora Anthony. Theodora Anthony is coming with a cocoa punch. Did you ever
Mm.
hear of anything like that, Rigo? Cocoa punch?
Like a chocolate punch, eh?
She's coming with a
Mm.
cocoa punch.
Cocoa
So
punch.
we will see how that cocoa punch goes down. But just by the name of it, you want to think that, dang, that is something good.
Yeah. Hmm.
And Theodora has worked with the Ministry of Agriculture for Dexia for many years, and so she's skilled in various, just doing things with the cocoa. She was last year. She attended last in 2021 with those cocoa puffs and
Hmm. I remember now.
and
Yeah. The cocoa
cocoa,
bomb.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
right. And then that cocoa is a must-have because that's what we grew up on. We grew up on our cocoa tea in Dominica, and we know that is just the healthiest thing for you to drink. That real black,
Yes.
cocoa tea with a
Yes.
little vanilla, a
I
little
I
spice,
I,
and
I,
milk in
I
there.
was reading something masculine. They were talking about the high content chocolate, like in
Yes,
90%. And somebody was saying, oh, you can melt those and make make a drink out of them and how healthy and good it is for you. And I'm saying, well, we didn't have to take chocolate and melt chocolate. We had the real, authentic cocoa that we drink every morning for our tea. So yeah, those cocoa products. I'm saying cocoa because who calls in Dominica, but those that are a little bit more removed, you can say cocoa. Those cocoa products are tremendously healthy. A lot of antioxidants and benefits from them. Sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead.
Yes, that's okay. And you have Shanika Richards. In the first expo, Shanika actually had a product for eczemas. She she was actually making medication for eczemas.
Mhm.
So this time around, she comes with some, skincare products and among other things. And I know they're all going to be good. And last but not least, you have moi. I am
Mhm.
actually I am participating in the expo this time around. I am a participant like all the rest of the participants.
How is
And
that possible that you can put together this tremendous event and still find time to have products of your own to display? But go ahead and talk about your products.
well, that is my cup of tea. When it
Hmm.
comes to organizing things, I will do what I have to do, because I am a person. If I go to bed at 11 o'clock and I have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I will get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't need an alarm clock. I have never overslept. I don't need an alarm clock. The other day, for the first time, I had a meeting in the evening, and I said, well, let me take a little snooze for the meeting at 6 o'clock. When I got up, it was 10 past 6. I would say, oh my God, I can't believe that. But on a regular night, to go to bed and to oversleep in the morning, I can't remember myself oversleeping not one morning, and I don't need an alarm clock to wake me up. I will wake up. So
Mm.
now that I have the expo planning and I have to create my own product, then it puts a little more, pressure on me. And I shouldn't say pressure, but I think I am just totally committed to ensure that this expo goes the way that I want it to go, the way it should go. I know in the first expo it was a lasting impression, because the participants felt, and the people who saw it, be it on social media or they heard of it, they looked at it online, they saw it as very professional and classy. But I know I could deliver at a much higher standard than what was presented in the first expo. And that's the reason I did not do the kitchen. I outsourced the kitchen,
Oh,
and
okay.
I decided to work on my art, because
Hmm.
I have a skill and I have an art. I grew up at a home where my mom sewed, and I grew up at a home where there was this big Singer foot pedal sewing machine. So we practiced on that machine until we broke needles, yes, like crazy, but at least we got the hang of sewing. And in high school, we had this section where they did sewing and textile, which I attended, a few classes, and of course I could sew. So this is one of my my
Headdress. Hmm.
my hats. I don't know if
Hmm.
you're seeing it, but this
I'm
is the
seeing it loud, very clear. Hmm.
yes, and it's
Gold
something I
trimming
have
and
created. I call it the regal casse. It's a
hmm.
it's a little different from the tete casse, but I think we live in, more elegant times, and with fashion and everything, and the national dress is not going anywhere. And as Rosalind Sever told me, that is the heart that really carries the dress. So I think I have developed something that I think is going to be good for the war. And
Right.
besides, I so otherwise I have created some accessories for the tete casse, like the cummerband. It was my intention to, but I forgot it in the sewing room. and I
Mm.
don't want to leave to go get it. But I'm making some beautiful cummerbunds to accessorize the um the dresses, because if you have just a white dress, then you can put that beautiful mattress cummerbund, and you tuck on your 3/4 heels, and you all looking good. And of course, I am doing some tops and some skirts, because at the first expo, I did not come down to the wire of telling the participants how to attire themselves, but I will never forget Fanelia Keynes, and I see her here as Fanelia Lawrence. And she said, "So what's the code of dress?" I said, "I don't know. Uh, I'm not going down to telling people how to dress. I mean," she said, "Well, I just think because it's a Dominica Diaspora Art Expo, I think we should come in Creole wear." So I said, "Well, okay. Well, if you all want to come in Creole wear, then so be it."
Right.
When Madame Fanelia showed up, she showed up in a full warp duet. And then what I observed was that she could actually dance the songs, the cultural dances. She could actually work that warp duet and dance. So I said, well, okay, well, going forward, then we're going to stick to wearing something Creole. So yes, so I have been really, really at it, sewing and sewing. And a lot of people said, well, I didn't know you could sew. Well, yes, I had that skill, because I used to sew my children's school skirts. I made my dresses back home, my work clothes back home. Yes, I did. And
Okay.
I could, but I did not see the need for me to um to 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 migrate with it, emigrate with it, because I'm saying, but who needs anybody to sew anything for them here? But from what I understand and from what I have seen is that the Dominica Diaspora Art Expo carries a Dominican theme. I get to realize that you cannot go in any store here and find a Dominican theme. You have to create it yourself. So there's
Right.
a need for that form of creativity. And that's the reason I have really taken it on seriously and gone back to my full-time sewing. So,
So
and so, yes. So it's all good, but I don't want to spend the entire program talking about my sewing and talking about things, because there's so much that I want to cover. The expo in itself is not just about the 22 crafters, who have presented themselves or ourselves for but we also have another aspect of the expo, because the expo is about it's about our culture as well. And our culture, it includes our music. And what about our music? Because this is what it is: our music, our food. So when we talk about the Dominica Diaspora Art Expo, we talk about all of the products that we are presenting. We talk about the music. For instance, DJ Falcon. DJ Falcon,
of
and
course, one
he
of, one of the premier DJs, Dominican DJs in the New York area for sure.
very good.
Yep, DJ Falcon.
Yes, and then you have the Dominica Diaspora Jimping Band,
Oh,
and then that Jimping is
yeah. When they go
good.
down, oh my
And when they
God,
blow
yeah.
this thing, and they shake that thing, it's
Energy, high
really good.
energy,
Yes,
definitely.
and it's really good. And then we have a special guest performer, Jali, and
Classy lady. That's who
yes,
she is. Classy for
Jali,
sure.
and these people, they will take us down the nostalgic route with our own Dominican music. So we are expecting with great anticipation all the hits from Gramax, Ophelia, Exile One, Midnight Groovers, and of course Jali herself has her own production. So it's just going to be all 767. We are just going to hit it hard, and we are all about 767. So there will be also a performance by the T Matador, and when I say the T Matador, there's this group you call the Ad Nexus. well, it's not really, well, I would say the group. It's a group, it's a groups coming together to make the adnexus. So the adnexus, more or less, ADNEXUS, more or
Mm-hmm.
less, it's abbreviations for the different, groups. And of course, the Wesley group and the Know Your Culture group. Those are the two I can just rightly remember off my head,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
part of Adnexus. So they are going to launch their Team Matadors on that day. So there will be a performance, of the Team Matadors. And as I said, this is all part of the expo. Now, for the food, the menu, and the food is one of the major parts of the expo, because
It is what ties everything together, huh?
you cannot do an
Food.
expo hungry. So
Exactly.
good. So the food is a fully Dominican menu, and the kitchen will be in the capable hands of Chef Roosevelt Wayland of Roos Catering Services. He has a
Well,
big.
that's excellent. I have seen him do events, and folks, you're in for a tremendous treat. Come hungry. That's what I would say.
Yes.
Skip
So,
breakfast and come hungry.
but it gets juicier. So the crabbacks, the crab
Oh.
and hallelujah, the bakes and saltfish, the roast banana and smoked herring, even the cocoa tea with the good vanilla spices will be available for breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you come early, then of course there is. I cannot promise you're going to get coffee. So do not show up and ring my doorbell and say, "Where the breakfast now?" You
She'll
know.
give you coffee. Don't worry, huh? You show up and
Probably,
you
or
will
maybe you
get
just get
coffee.
a cup of coffee.
You will get coffee or some bush tea or something. Trust me.
Yes, yes, but the breakfast will be, because from what I gather, this chef, he does his stuff. He's a professional chef. His food is good. So come, as you said, come hungry, and of course, he's going to really satisfy that appetite. So
Come prepared to purchase as well, because as I told you, so many people, whether
yes,
they didn't, maybe didn't come with intention of purchasing, but when they saw the products or they sampled it, they
mm,
had no choice but to dip their hands in their wallet and to buy. I saw it with my own eyes. So come prepared to purchase and support, because you'll be going on with some tremendous product. Martin, I want to pause and do, as you were talking about coming for breakfast, something very solemn I want to talk about. The first time I came to an event at 767 Stuyvesant, TDN was there. We were preparing and setting up and so on. And then this beautiful young lady came, all well, nicely dressed, and she was on her way to work. And she came up to me and she said, "Things haven't started yet." She said, "I'm so hungry. I come and see if all you had something to eat, but the breakfast wasn't ready." So she said, "Well, I'm going to be late for work." So she said, "I'm going to go off to work and come back and get." And that person was Miss Kathy Banis. Young Kathy Banis. She was a manager at one of the airlines, I think is Delta.
yeah,
And she came by to get breakfast. And that's how I met her. And we spoke and we remained talking to each other. And
mhm,
unfortunately, Kathy passed
yeah,
recently. And so I just wanted to have that little solemn moment to recognize her, because she was one of the big supporters
yeah,
and really Dominican. As you talk about coming for breakfast, it brought back that memory to me. She's showing up looking for Dominican breakfast before she go to work. And so, her dad, Nicholas, George Nicholas, is my friend, and her family just take the opportunity to express condolences. And of course, we'll remember her, and we will miss her at the expo, because she always showed up to represent. Some, not, I'm not apologizing for mentioning it, but I'll let you get back to continuing to talk about the food and the ambience and all of that stuff that happens at 767. We become a family, interacting with each other at your place.
yes, yes, definitely. Well. The place is warm. The 767 garden is just a warm place for that type of interaction. Because when you talk about 767, You talk about you talk about Dominica, you remember Dominica, and we are a warm-hearted people. We are people of no matter what, our politics may be or what have you, but we have to come together, we come together. And I say that to say that this Dominica Diaspora Art Expo is apolitical. There are people of all,
Stripes
all
and
party,
colors.
all party colors. We can come together to present our own individual products. We can come together to support each other. So it's not a day when you think of, those colors there. It's a day when you think of Expo, you think of togetherness, you think of unity. Because if you look at the logo of the Dominica Diaspora Art Expo, it clearly tells you, united we grow. We can only grow with unity, because we know, you know the old adage that we learned from primary school, from since we entered school. United we stand,
Right?
divided we fall. So there are times we have to come together. We are not going to always be like priests and nuns, and even priests and nuns disagree. My mom would say sometimes your teeth in your mouth will bite your tongue, So we will not always agree, but when the time comes for us to unite in a common purpose, then we forget about our own differences and we unite. So I am urging everyone to come out. I don't care what your color is. I don't care what your color is. You come out to support the crafters, come out to support the work, because it is good work. It is quality work. It is talent. It is raw talent. And all of it is going to be displayed in the 767 garden on Stuyvesant Avenue, 767 Stuyvesant Avenue in Irvington, New Jersey, the home of the Expo, the garden of the Expo. That is where you'll get all the good stuff. Come ready to dance. Come ready with comfortable shoes, so that you can dance. You can spend the day. You can shop. You can support your fellow crafters. There's so much you can do. You could even wait for dinner, because I am sure, as long as the music is there and there are people there, I am sure Chef Wayland is going to
Get you carve you covered. And you know what I like about Dominican events? While you're there, they're making the bakes.
yes,
And just
yes,
an endless supply of bakes.
yes.
So the food will be there. Last thing, you tell people to come out to support, and I agree with the idea that you support. But let me tell you, come out, because it will be a memorable experience for
Indeed.
everybody who attends. The food, the music, the drinks, the products, the beautiful Dominican people in their best of moods having a good time. It is going to be a day that will be well spent, and you will not regret going. Like they used to say on this radio station, Manchester ever blame cow. If you don't go, you're going to be blaming yourself for not coming. It's one of those times where you support Dominica, but you get your more than your money's worth. So come with your bags, because you'll be buying. I can guarantee you'll be buying products to go home. Come with your bags. Come prepared to purchase. Come hungry. Come thirsty. And as Maslin said, come with comfortable shoes, because you will be dancing. It will just be a good old Dominican get together with class. Marcel, I know you plan to have an opening ceremony, right? So I don't know if you want to run through
Well,
and just
well,
walk people through. Go
before we
ahead.
get to the opening ceremony, even if you are not feeling well, there's no reason for you to stay home. No reason to say, I'm not feeling well, I can't come, because most importantly, there is going to be a health corner attached to the
Yes.
expo. So you have corner with our own Dominica Diaspora nurses, and you have nurses like Janika Abraham, Kathy Prosper, Valda Laville, Joanne Geese Douglas. So those are nurses who are going to be part of the expo. What they're going to do? They're going to do your blood pressure checks. They're going to do pep talks on diabetes, hypertension, maybe depression, stroke, all of those things. So all of it is like we just comprise a full service in that expo, and this is just going to be beautiful. So don't come and and say, well, maybe if you stay home, then probably you might never even know that your blood pressure was so high. But come to the expo. Yeah, everything will be there. You'll be well taken care of. There's no need for you to say, well, this was hurting me, that was hurting me. You can come to the expo because we have catered totally for you.
And you'll probably get a bush tea that will make you feel better. Anyway,
Exactly. And then,
right?
but not only that, the nurse could advise you as to how to go about doing certain things differently, so that you feel, much healthier, much better. And that is what we are all about as a Dominican people. We are all about caring for each other, looking out for each other, supporting each other, because we have to find this place, this platform. We have found this platform for us to do just that. And that is what the Dominica Diaspora Art Expo provides for us. It provides, that platform, that one platform where we can come together. We can come and display what we have, be it books, oil paintings, skin products, hair products, sponges, you know, confectionery, castor oil, coconut oil, hot sauce, smoked meats and fish, cakes. No matter what it is, this is a platform that is there for us, where we can visibly promote our products. Our products can be easily accessed, where our brand can be easily identified, and our talents and ambitions can be openly supported, while simultaneously uniting us as one people by this great culture of ours. So
Certainly.
it's all about Dominicans.
It's all
It's all
about
about
Dominica
uniting
and
us as a
Dominicans.
people and
Mhm.
taking us back to our mama. There's a song now, take me back to me mama. Remember that song?
Yep.
Take me back where I came from. So that is what it's all about.
Yeah, and make connections. A really great aspect of the expo that I saw last time as well is the networking that happened. The entrepreneurs who were there, they were not in competition, they were in a spirit of collaboration. And I saw a lot of connections made. There were folks who came to the expo and they made a connection with one of the entrepreneurs and say, "Oh, for Christmas, I'm going to get my punches from you. I'm going to get my sorrel from you." They make connections with the people in the kitchen and say, "Next my event, I want you to cater for it for me." There are folks who so the networking that happened also is something tremendous. So yes, you have the physical space and you have the physical product, but that whole vibe that happens because of the spirit and the common Dominican thread that ties us all together is on perfect display. And so I would say come also to meet people. Come and meet people, come socialize in a setting that you're totally familiar with. It's a very family friendly event. So I encourage you to bring your kids, bring your grandkids, bring your nieces, bring your nephews, especially those who came here as kids or who were born here and may not have had the opportunity
Yep.
to go to Dominica often. Come and give them an immersion. It's almost like a baptism. You go in the bushy way and you dip them in the water. That's what you'll be doing. You'll be dipping them in Dominican culture. And that experience, I'm sure they will never forget. And that is what you want, to have your kids connected to their roots. And events like that go a long way in fostering that sense of identity that you want your kids to have, because maybe there's not a replacement for it in this society that you may find desirable. So bring them, let them experience fellow Dominicans, and they can say, "Oh, but these people are proud people. These people are talented people. These people are friendly. They are warm, and they can really experience what Dominicans are. Our food, our music. They see us enjoy ourselves, and all of that. And so, I encourage you to come, and I encourage you to bring your young ones. If you have older folks, perfect. Maybe they're homesick. They haven't had a Dominican experience in a while. Bring them. Maslin will find an umbrella and somewhere for them to sit down in the shade for you. And I'm telling you, they will be so grateful, because it will take them back to their young days when they were in Dominica and Independence time and community day of service and all of those things. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience. So I encourage folks to come. Maslin, I want to give you the opportunity to. We haven't spoken about the opening ceremony, but we're also a little bit beyond time. But you can talk about that. And is there any other things you have on your notes that we haven't touched on? Go ahead as well.
Yes, boy, Anthony. I see you in some overdrive there. About the cultural baptism. And you're so right about the cultural baptism,
It
because
is.
this one of the I spoke to about two or three persons who said that they are happy for this expo, because they want to bring the children to see what the
Exactly.
Dominican culture is all about, because the children have never seen that that part of their parents' culture, and they really want to see what it entails. Imagine I have dresses for 2 year olds. Actually made dresses for 2 year old babies, because they
Mm.
want to dress the babies in the madras and the something Dominican. I made a dress for 4 year old as well, because the parents want down to the babies to look like they are part of the culture. So yes, it is a baptism. And
It certainly is. Yeah.
yeah, in terms of the program, uh I have not really put the program together yet, but I can just mention what I have in mind. There'll be the blessing of the tables, and blessing of the products. The national anthem will be sung. I have not really contacted persons as to who's going to sing the national anthem, who's going to what have you. And then, of course, this time around, we are having a nice, beautiful banner. So, of course, there are loads of pictures are going to be taken, photos are going to be taken. So, the whole yard the ambience, the decoration, the everything else, the tables are all going to represent, Dominica, the flag, the 767. So in terms of the program, I am hoping that I can do that, within the next couple of days. But of course, we are going to have some media coverage. Of course, TDN Radio, as I said, I can call it the media of the Dominica Diaspora Art Expo. So TDN Radio will be providing us with some of that media coverage, and of course, it is expected to be linked back into to DBS Radio. I am still I'm waiting on an interview. We just have to zero in on the time with DBS Radio. So I have made some real contacts as to how the program is going to be run. I am I have made some contact. I have made contact with MO News this morning, And of course, we are trying to, to have one of her representatives who is, in somewhere in New Jersey, who's already in New Jersey. So they'll be streaming, through Emo News, and so it's just a matter of getting, the putting the program together. And of course, I have sufficient time to do that. And and
As you mentioned, a special guest performer, Jali.
yes,
She does a wonderful job at those events. She has some really nice upbeat music that
okay,
that brings you back to, you know, it's kind of like when you were growing up listening to Ophelia and Julia Aaron and Janet Azuz and those Michael Henderson. With Dominica culture has a lot of female singers that tell our stories and entertain us. And so I am pretty sure Jali on stage will be a treat. Certainly.
well, you just gave me an idea. So, so if Jali is hearing, Jali will do the national anthem.
Of course, of course.
I guess is that you were indicating technically, right?
Of course, you are Jolly and Hand, you look cool. Anybody,
Yeah, Jali is going to do
unless you
Dominican
want me to
anthem.
do it, unless you want me to do it, and then we ran out the event.
So, yeah. So we just, I expect the weather to be great weather.
Oh yeah, we'll have good weather. Yeah, good
Yes.
weather,
So
great
there's
weather.
so
Yeah,
there's no,
only if you have me sing, then you'll have a deluge. You know,
so there's no rain in the forecast. No rain.
right? Because I will not be singing. No.
And there's going to be and we're going to have live interviews. We're going to have live PA system, because DJ Falcon is providing those live, how you call it, the
Nice.
live
Uh-huh.
mics.
Hmm.
So so it's just going to be of a high standard.
A very high standard.
Yes, it's going to be what I know I can deliver. And we, of course, we all are looking with with great anticipation. And I know it is going to be a great event. It's going to be successful, and we're all going to be happy at the end.
Well,
So
well, congratulations to you and the other 21 crafters, as you call them, uh, entrepreneurs for sure. Jali says she will do, of course. Jali says she
great,
will do, of
great.
course. Very good, Jali. Thank you. You know, just thank you so much for putting that on, because as I said, the sing this song about being by the rivers of Babylon, and how do you sing your native songs in a strange land, right? And
Yes,
so we have to, no matter where we are, we have to create that space of home. It's as if we never left home, because at the end of the day, home is in our heart and our mind. So we take home with us when we leave home. And so bringing so many people together who have Dominica in their heart and sharing it creates that Dominica space. You're going to feel as if you are in Dominica when you go on that stage. I remember, as share a little memory, I grew up in Castle Bruce, and there was the social league, which was a group of women, mostly based in the Catholic Church, and the men had their own group called the Holy Name Society. And for August, maybe that's why I kept saying August, because August 15th is Castlebrus feast. So every August 15th, they will have a fair, a large feast, very similar to like what you put in, and people would bring their agricultural produce, their treats, their kukalalu. There'd be music, little boys, there was a PA system, little boys would go and send greetings to their little girlfriends. And it was just a whole village atmosphere. Everybody gathers, and they would build those stalls with coconut branches and stuff. And everybody looked forward to that time. And that type of cultural atmosphere is what you're able to recreate and recapture in a modern 2023 setting. And so you're doing a really tremendous service to Dominica. And on behalf of Dominicans, I want to tell you thank you. And to all the other folks who have put in their time and their talents and so on to bring us wonderful Dominican products and services, thank you as well. And we look forward to a wonderful event on July 15th at 767 Stuyvesant in Irvington, New Jersey. Somebody's asking, do you take orders to make specific Creole wear? She says yes, because she made the dress for 2-year-old and 4-year-old and all of that. So I'm answering for you, Maslin.
And I
Just place
also
your orders, right?
I also made my first warp duet, the warp duet to that. I had the
Okay.
warp duet, I made it as well.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
so yes, I do. And you can reach me through my email address, which is marcelinedwards@gmail.com, as well as you can reach me by my telephone number. It is 862-248-9758. This is on the flyer. And
So,
you
say
can,
that a little slow. Say the number a little slow in case we want to write it down.
it is 862-248-9758. You could reach me by my Facebook. I am also on Facebook as well. And you could, send me a message, a Facebook message. You can just reach me I am reachable. As I said, I am a household product. I am reachable. And
Right.
everyone knows my voice. A lot of people know who I am. And and of course, because I always say as well, the world is a small, is just one small village. So if you really want to find me, then you know where to
And
find.
of course, there's always TDN and this week in interview, whatever. Drop us a
Yes,
line, drop us a
yes,
text.
yes.
You know, we'll get you in touch with Maslin. Don't be afraid. But Maslin, it's almost 9:30, so I'm gonna let you close it. Give your closing remarks. And let me let you get back to your sewing.
Yes. Well, Anthony, this program here, what I would want to say on to the listening audience is that we are all one people. We would like you all to come out and do the supporting. It is not limited. This expo is not limited to for Dominicans only. It could be Caribbean diaspora as well. You come out with your American friends or American friends and supporters. It's a great accomplishment for us Dominicans to be part of this, our own branding. So we are encouraging our friends from every walk of life, from no matter where you come from, whether you're Caribbean diaspora or you're American, or wherever, just come out and support. And it is nice that we have this platform, especially in this contemporary social media style of advertising. So we can advertise on social media. We can, we can just advertise, and that is what all of that is just quite available to all of us. So production and creativity and ambition, are embedded in our culture, and so it is just quite natural for us Dominicans, given our history and how we were raised, and all of that. We can just synchronize it under the title Dominica Diaspora, the Dominica Diaspora at Expo. And to all the persons who have participated and make this expo what it is, I and not forgetting the first set of participants. And you had people like, participants like Dr. Dale Dangleben, Dr. Isaiah Joseph, Dr. Thompson Fountain, Kate Alexander, and the Valencia Alexander, Shirley Allen, and those are the first persons. Theodora Anthony, Dominic Bedminster, Fanelia Keynes, Rena Keynes, Christine Charles, Tassie Didier. Well, Tassie did not. Tassie's name is there, but she was not actually at the expo.
Mhm.
Anthony Drygo, Tanya Green, Cheryl Lafont, Patricia Macpherson, Annette Phillip, Rosalind McLean, Sevre, Georgelyn Wilkinson, and Dennis Williams. Those were the first participants of the expo. This time around, we have 22 of us, and I must thank all the participants who, decided to participate in this 2023 expo, and who just believe in me and believe that I can produce. I don't think it's because they like me they participated, but because I am a great organizer who always have my Dominican people at heart, besides doing things well. And they all can attest to that because of the first expo, which was held in 2021. And this time around, I am giving it my all. So yes, let us all come together in the melting pot at 767 Stuyvesant Avenue, which is the home of the expo. Just come out. It's going to be it's going to be good. It's going to be cultural. It's going to be Dominican. It's going to be everything that we can be as a people, because united we grow. That's how we grow. So I just
United
thank
we
all
grow.
my yes, I just thank all the patrons who are going to come out, whether you're Dominican, Antiguan, St. Lucian,
Jamaican,
American,
American, Canadian,
or
whatever.
Canadian, whoever you are, just come on down and just spread the news. Bring somebody, bring a friend. Don't show up alone. Show up with your friends, because we have something good to offer all the people who are going to turn out. And I just want to thank all of the participants. I know it is hard work, because we are all creating, we are all busy, but we also have that positive mindset that we can do things, we can create things. And if this expo is here, it will keep a lot of us in business, because we expect to produce, we expect a platform. That platform is always going to be there for us to showcase our work, for us to sell our work, for us to support each other in the spirit of Dominica and real Dominicans. We are here on this.
And
We are here.
togetherness.
We are here in the diaspora, but we can do things no matter where we are. And it's not only we, the Dominica diasporans, here benefiting from this expo, but we are people in Dominica. There are entrepreneurs in Dominica who have benefited and are benefiting from the expo, because some of the work, some of the material, were outsourced from Dominica. So our people are benefiting overall, because that is who we are. We are one Dominica. We are one people under the Dominica flag. That is what we are doing it. When we produce, when we support each other, we are supporting us as a people. We are supporting
We're standing under the flag.
we are standing
Certainly.
under the flag. One flag, one love, and one people. That's who we are. So
All right,
God bless
Naslin.
everybody. And thank you. Thank you for
Thank you.
all the people who turned out to listen.
No, certainly. Thank you very much for one of my best conversations, because it's just stuff that we're excited about, the cultural stuff. Um, I encourage you to go. All roads lead to 767 Stuyvesant Avenue in Irvington, New Jersey. And I wasn't kidding when I said there'll be music, there's food, there are drinks, there's products that you can try, the books and all the information about Dominica. I know the puzzle book that is produced by Sam and Dr. Simone is supposed to be is most likely represented there. Just the whole Dominican enchilada, whole Dominican, what is equivalent to a whole Dominican sancocho, abuya, whatever we want to call it, will be there. You will not regret going. And Maslin, I I I I congratulate you on putting on the second one. You seem to have a knack for bringing our people together for positive results. So keep it up, and we look forward to it, folks. Thank you so much for staying tuned, and we'll be back next week. But for now, you can start making plans to be at 767 Stuyvesant Avenue in Irvington, New Jersey. So this is it, folks. Have a good weekend. Summer is kicking in full swing. It's hot. Be careful, those of you in Dominica and in the Caribbean. It's the hurricane season. Make sure you don't drop your guard. But remember, don't be afraid. Just be prepared. And folks, we'll do this again next week, Wednesday. Thanks for staying with us. We went a little over, but when it's good, we like to stay a little longer. We like to make it last. And so I know I have your forgiveness for indulging on your time for an extra 30 minutes. So good evening, everyone. July 15th, 767 Stuyvesant Avenue, the Dominica Diaspora at Expo. Bring your Jamaican friends, bring your Kitishan friends, bring your Vinci friends, bring your American friends. It will be something that you'll be proud to have them experience where you came from. Good night, everyone.